request all participants to open their videos. Thank you so much. And first of all, my apologies to all participants for the delay. As you all saw that we were trying to add the chairman of INTEC, General Gupta, but due to some reason, still not able to connect with us. So we are starting the workshop. So good morning all of you.
Good morning to everyone.
So here we are today for Vedic chanting workshop by Dr. Shruti Poddar, who is also convener of INTEC Shekhawati chapter. I'll introduce her later. The Vedas comprise a vast corpus of Sanskrit poetry, philosophical dialogue, myth, and ritual incantations developed and composed over 4,000 years ago, regarded by Hindus as the primary source of knowledge and the sacred foundation of religion. The Vedas embody one of the world's oldest surviving cultural traditions. The Vedic heritage embraces a multitude of texts and interpretations collected in 4 Vedas, commonly referred to as books of knowledge, even though they have been transmitted orally. The Rig Veda is an anthology of sacred hymns. The Sama Veda features musical arrangements of hymns from the Rig Veda and other sources. The Yajur Veda abounds in prayers and sacrificial text used by priests, and the Atharva Veda includes incantations and spells. The Vedas also offer insight to the history of Hinduism and the early development of several artistic, scientific, and philosophical concepts, such as the concept of zero. Expressed in the Vedic language, which is derived from classical Sanskrit, the verses of the Vedas were traditionally chanted during sacred rituals and recited daily in Vedic communities. The value of this tradition lies not only in the rich content of its oral literature, but also in the ingenious techniques employed by the priests in preserving the text intact over thousands of years. To ensure that the sound of each word remains unaltered, practitioners are taught from childhood complex recitations techniques that are based on tonal accents, a unique manner of pronouncing each letter, and specific speech combinations. Although the Vedas continue to play an important role in contemporary Indian life, only 13 of the over 1,000 Vedic recitation branches have survived. Moreover, 4 noted schools in India are considered under imminent threat and are to be preserved. And here we are today to understand about the Vedic chanting and its significance. So without further delay, I request the convener in chapter Varanasi, Sri Ashok Kapoorji, to please come and welcome our speaker and all the attendees. Sri Ashokji.
Thank you, Anuradha. Can you all hear me?
Yes, yes. Yes.
Okay. So thank you very much. It's very good morning, Jai Hind. It's the World Environment Day today, so I'm standing below the tree. So all आप सभी को वर्ल्ड एनवायरनमेंट डे की बहुत बहुत शुभकामना, बधाई। और ज़्यादा समय नहीं लेंगे क्योंकि हम लोग ऑलरेडी 25-30 मिनट लेट हैं। 1-2 मिनट में आप लोगों को ये बता दें कि हम लोग 2016 से स्कूल्स हमारे जो मेंबर बनते चले गए, 16 स्कूल्स कॉलेजेस हैं, और हम लोग ज़्यादातर प्रोग्राम वाराणसी चैप्टर में इंस्टीट्यूशंस के साथ करते हैं। और स्पेशली लास्ट 1 साल में तो मेरे ख्याल से 30-40 ऑनलाइन प्रेजेंटेशन, टॉक, वर्कशॉप हुई। तो उसी में इधर 1.5-2 महीने से सब काम रुका हुआ था। सब लोगों को मालूम है सेकेंड वेव कितनी डेंजरस थी, लेकिन फिर भी हिम्मत करके हमको जब जैसे ही हमारे चेयरमैन इंटैक का आया कि कुछ संस्कृत से रिलेटेड होना चाहिए, तो डॉक्टर श्रुति जी को मैंने रिक्वेस्ट किया, और आप लोगों को जैसा अभी उन्होंने इंट्रोड्यूस किया कि वो हमारी शेखावटी रीजन की कन्वीनर हैं, और बहुत ही हर चीज़ में मतलब या कहना चाहिए मल्टी फेसेटेड पर्सनैलिटी है, उनको बहुत सी चीज़ें आती हैं। और हम डर के हमने कहा कि हम एक वर्कशॉप अभी करते हैं, वो तो 3 तैयार हैं, और अगर सब लोग इंटरेस्टेड रहेंगे तो हम लोग आगे भी ये वर्कशॉप करते रहेंगे। तो उनका बहुत बहुत स्वागत। हमारे स्कूल, हमारे कॉलेजेस और जो स्टूडेंट्स, टीचर्स, इनका इतना सपोर्ट मिलता है। आज सब लोग देख रहे हैं कि 80 से ज़्यादा आज विद इन ए वीक हम लोग को रजिस्ट्रेशन, उन लोग इंटरेस्टेड हैं, जबकि अभी स्कूल का टाइम भी है इस समय का। तो उन सभी लोगों का इंटैक वाराणसी चैप्टर की ओर से स्वागत। हमारे दोनों जो कोऑर्डिनेटर हैं, ज़्यादातर स्कूल उनको जानते हैं, क्योंकि अनुराधा लास्ट ईयर अप्रैल ऑनवर्ड बहुत से उन्होंने कंडक्ट किया है। अदिति खुद ही एक स्कूल में असिस्टेंट डायरेक्टर हैं, और हमारे वो इंस्टीट्यूशनल मेंबर हैं। तो इन लोगों से का दोनों का बहुत बहुत स्वागत है इस आज के वर्कशॉप में, और सभी टीचर्स, सभी स्टूडेंट्स। और एक क्वेश्चन हम पहले से ही पूछ लेते हैं, लास्ट में शायद चांस न मिले क्योंकि इतने स्टूडेंट हैं, कि आज वर्ल्ड एनवायरनमेंट डे है, तो वैदिक चैंटिंग का एनवायरनमेंट पर क्या असर होता है, ये जरूर बता दीजिएगा। श्रुति जी, आपको बहुत बहुत धन्यवाद, आप इतने शॉर्ट नोटिस पर तैयार हुई। हम कोशिश करेंगे कि चेयरमैन साहब किसी तरह ऐड हो जाएं, नहीं तो अदिति कोशिश कर रही है, हो सकता है वीडियो कॉन्फ्रेंसिंग के थ्रू। तो उनका भी बहुत बहुत स्वागत है। अब ज़्यादा समय नहीं लेंगे, हैंड ओवर टू अनुराधा टू क्विकली वी start this workshop. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Ashokji. Now, before starting the workshop, let me introduce all of you to Dr. Shruti Poddar. Dr. Shruti Poddar is a mentor, a vibrational healer, a poet, a musician, a spiritual teacher, a heritage conservationist, an educationist, a trainer of trainers, a grassroots social worker, as well as a teacher of ancient wisdom and indigenous knowledge sciences and systems. She is also an awarded tourism entrepreneur for her innovative revival of heritage, creative and wellness tourism at the grassroots. She was the only individual entrepreneur who won the prestigious FICCI Award for special contribution to the travel and tourism industry. She created the Nada Vibronics vibrational healing ecosystem, which applies vibrational technologies for curing diseases and empowering people through consultancies, workshops, and retreats. Dr. Shruti's healing music is used worldwide for healing human mind-body conditions and specific disease. She is also winner of the BMW Simply Unstoppable Award in 2018 and FICCI Tourism Award for her special contribution to the tourism industry in 2019. She received the Delhi Ratna Award in 2003 for her pioneering work with spiritual healing music and an NRI Award for international cultural relations. She received an honorary doctorate in 2017 for her pioneering contributions in the field of education and wellness. So today we are honored that Dr. Shruti Poddar is here to attend a workshop for Vedic chanting. So before I invite her to conduct the workshop, post her presentation, you can ask questions. As we have told you earlier, that one school is allowed one question, as we have so many participants and a very less time. So a student is required to ask a question. I'll announce the name of school, and then the participant can ask the question post Dr. Shruti's presentation. So now, without any further delay, I humbly request Dr. Shruti Poddar to please come and conduct the workshop. Welcome, ma'am.
Thank you, Anuradha ji. Thank you, Ashok ji. Thank you for inviting me to your Varanasi chapter. I'm so delighted to be able to access so many young people, young students and teachers together today. And I'm really looking forward to sharing a lifetime of experience in the value of sound, value of Vedic sound, and how it can help you. So Anuradha ji, I'd like you to now highlight my picture, make it full screen so that they can see me clearly.
I request Aditi to do that because.
And yes, ma'am, your video is, I think camera is not on. We cannot see you.
My camera is not on.
Yeah,
No,
I
of
don't
course.
think, because I am not.
I'm on the side.
Yeah, I'm also not able to see you, ma'am. Yes, your camera. And your camera is not on or is not working.
Can you make me full screen?
We have made you make full screen, ma'am.
You have?
You're on the slide,
Yes.
but we are not able to see you.
You can't see me? I can see myself here. I can see myself at the bottom, and also
Your video is on spotlight, but we are not able to see you.
my video is on. I can see myself.
Okay, maybe you can leave and then
You
join
can start, ma'am. Yes, maybe some
Okay,
network
I'll
issues.
leave and join again. All right.
Yeah.
Can you see me now?
अभी तो आ रहा था फोन का.
I'm on the side at the bottom. Can you not see me?
Yeah. We can see you, ma'am.
So just make me full screen.
Yes,
We
you
have
are
made you full screen. So
You
you will
have?
not, yes, you have to pin yourself to see you as a pin, full screen mode. We can see you on screen. Yeah, you are
Okay.
on full screen for us.
Okay, how do I pin myself?
Just pin yourself, ma'am.
Oh, I don't see the pin.
Yeah,
There's
we can
three.
see you.
Amit sir, can you help there?
Okay, ma'am.
We can see you.
Yes, you can all see me.
Yes, ma'am. You are
Yeah,
on
yeah.
full screen.
Okay, fine. Okay, so you can. Fine. So namaste once again. सब बच्चों को बहुत बहुत बधाई कि आप लोग सब यहाँ पे बहुत उमंग के साथ आए हैं वेदों का उच्चारण, वेदों के बारे में सीखने। और हम कोई आपको पढ़ाई नहीं कराएंगे आज, हम सिर्फ आपको ध्वनि की दुनिया में ले जाएंगे, वो भी वेदों की ध्वनि की दुनिया में। किस तरह से जो वेद हैं वो हमारे शरीर को बनाते हैं, जो हमारे वैदिक उच्चारण है, जो वेद मंत्र हैं, उनका जो साइंस है, उनका जो तरीका है बोलने का, वो कैसे हमें एक अलग ही स्टेट में ले जाता है। So I'll just repeat this in English in case that's your necessity. So welcome to this journey of Vedic chanting. Vedic chanting is a very special technique which helps you, helps your mind, helps your brain to go into a different state. And I will tell you how in a moment. By doing Vedic chanting, not only does knowledge go deep into your long-term memory, and that is how people taught without books in the past. There was a technique of chanting. There's a science of Vedic chanting that helps the brain to remember things for forever. So I will be sharing that science with you, why Vedic chanting helps us. And we will also learn Vedic chanting today. Before that, we will learn how to chant Om well. Okay? How do we chant Om? We don't know. Somebody says Om, somebody says Aum. Huh? So you have various ways in which people say Om. They think of it as a religious word. They think of it as something with which we do puja. But actually, Om is a vibration. It's an energy. It's got a direction. It starts from the bottom of your body and then goes and vibrates in the head, which is the seat of Om. Om is like a seed sound. It's like a bija. So when it concentrates here and vibrates your head, then your entire nervous system, your entire neural network gets activated. Your brain becomes fired. It gets more electromagnetic energy. It becomes more powerful. So chanting Om is a way of concentrating your body, giving it great focus, and also firing the electricity inside you. You know, prana, you live by prana. What is prana? It's your electrical circuit. If your electrical circuit is gone, you are gone. You are not alive anymore. So by chanting, particularly by chanting Om, which vibrates here, you are firing your electrical circuit and making yourself more intelligent, more powerful, more more able to absorb knowledge and retain knowledge for a long time. So what we're going to do is we're going to chant Om, learn how to chant Om in the correct way. Okay? Because if you don't know how to chant Om, it's no point learning Vedic chanting. So let us learn how to chant Om in the right way. So imagine that inside you, you are a hollow pyramid. Okay? You're a pyramid which can emit sound from inside. What is a pyramid? Pyramid is like this. Yes, it has a broad base and it goes up to a point on top. So your Om is like a pyramid of sound. Okay? It starts from a wide base, becomes narrower, and then vibrates at the bindu, at that point which you can't even measure on the top. So your Om has to come to that vibration. When it comes there, then it will vibrate here. So how do we do it? Let us see. How will we chant Om? So if you imagine you're a hollow body from inside, your sound is coming from inside. How can the sound go down? By taking a deep breath. So you always breathe deep. Take a deep breath so that your stomach is full, and only then your sound will come from the bottom, isn't it? If your breath doesn't go to the bottom, how will the sound come from the bottom? So take a deep breath and watch, hear carefully how the sound is coming from the bottom, going through my chest, through my throat, then coming up, becoming nasal, and then vibrating in my head. So try to observe that, okay? So what have I done? I start with A, quickly go to O, then to U, in a continuation. There's no break. In a continuation from A to O to U very quickly, and then U When U comes up here, it becomes nasal. You add Chandra Bindu to it. हाँ, हमने ओम देखा है ना कैसे लिखते हैं, ऊ और ऊ के ऊपर चंद्र बिंदु. तो असल में जो साउंड है ओम का वो ऊ और चंद्र बिंदु ही है, जो केंद्र है उसका. So the sound ultimately is U with Chandra Bindu, and that is how it reaches your head. If you do not do that, it will not reach your head. It will come up to your mouth. If you close your mouth, it will vibrate near your mouth, but it will not go up to your head. So you have to do Bindu. You don't close your mouth completely. You do not say Ma at the end. You are saying Bindu, not Ma. If you do Om, then the vibration will be around your mouth. But if you do at the end U with Chandra Bindu, U becoming nasal, then the sound will go up to your head. So, Om. So the mouth is very, very slightly open. U hai, ma nahi hai. U nasal. Okay. So that is how you come and get the Pranav mantra, the Om, at your Agnya Chakra, at your point between the two eyebrows. That is where Om is supposed to vibrate. Okay. So let us chant again, once again. Let us do it a few times. Please chant with me. Become aware from a white sound to the Bindu. That is the journey of the Om. That's the pyramid of Om that we are creating together. Okay? Om. So when U comes, you make U nasal. U को ऊ करना है, ठीक है? जब ऊ हो जाएगा तब वो ऊपर जाएगा, ठीक है? One more time. So this is the way we chant Om. And if you chant like this, you will find that it will be very easy to go into a state of meditation, a state of concentration, a state of relaxation. And if you go on chanting many times, you will go into a state of trance. I will tell you what trance means also. Okay. Now, let us get into the technique of Vedic chanting. Okay? How do we chant a Vedic mantra? So, let us learn a very easy Vedic mantra today. Om Purnamadah Purnamidam Purnat Purnamudachyate Purnasya Purnamadaya Purnamevavashishyate. Om. Shantir Shantir Shantihi. So now let me break it up for you, and first I will explain to you why a Vedic mantra is like that. You will see that this is feeling, if you feel it, it feels different from a song. If it was a longer workshop, I would have first demonstrated different kinds of songs, and then you would have heard this, and you would have seen that this Vedic mantra helps, makes you more still, makes you more concentrated, moves the energy to the head area. When you do the Vedic chanting, it moves the energy to the higher part of your body. Okay? What is the science of mantric chanting? Why is it different? Why does the energy change? Why do you feel so peaceful? Okay, let us see. How have I chanted? What have I used? How many notes of music have I used? Can I see the gallery for a moment? And can some child, whoever wants to, whoever knows music, anybody knows music in our gallery, they want to raise their hands and interact for a moment? I'm not being able to see the gallery. Can I see the gallery?
Can you now see the gallery?
Yes, I see them now. Yes.
So, Aditi Chaturvedi has raised her hand.
I can see everyone.
Yes,
Who's raised their hand? Anyone raised their hand?
She can unmute herself now.
Yes.
Aditi, you can unmute yourself.
Hello, ma'am.
Hello, where are you? Which one? Sorry.
Ma'am,
Who is speaking? Achha. Can you highlight her for a moment? The girl who's speaking?
Yes.
What's her name?
my name is Aditi Chaturvedi.
I don't know why I can't see her. Okay, in any case, ask your question, beta. So, have you done music? You learn music?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. So, what I just sang, Om Purnamada Purnamidam Purnat Purnamudachyate. Okay. How many notes of music do you think I have used in this? How many notes? All the notes, Saregama Pada Nisa, or less notes?
Ma'am, I think less notes.
How many?
Ma'am, 6 or 5.
You're guessing, huh? Okay. So, where is Om? Om is on which note? Om. Which note? Bass note. Okay. Sa. We always sing Om on the bass note, which is our Sa. Okay. तो ओम सा पे है. शायद आप सभी को इतना तो पता होगा कि जब हम गाते हैं तो एक हारमोनियम का या तानपुरा का एक नोट होता है जो होता है बेस, जहां से हम शुरू करते हैं, सा. ठीक है. सो ओम इज ऑलवेज ऑन द बेस नोट, सा. सा ओम. फिर पूर्णमद सा नि सा रे, पूर्णमिदं सा नि सा रे, पूर्णात् पूर्णमुदच्यते नि सा नि सा रे सा. कितने नोट हुए? कितने नोट हुए? सिर्फ 3 ना? 3. नी सा रे, है ना? हमने सिर्फ 3 ही नोट यूज किए हैं पूरे वैदिक चांट में. और जो हजारों वैदिक चांट हैं वो सब में सिर्फ 3 नोट यूज होते हैं। सारे जितने भी आप वेदों में पढ़ेंगे वो उनका जो उच्चारण है उसमें सिर्फ 3 ही नोट यूज होते हैं, नी, सा, रे। यहाँ पे हम क्या कर रहे हैं, कोमल नी, सा, कोमल रे। फॉर दोज हु नो म्यूजिक, इट इज फ्लैट नी, सा and flat re. Komal ni, sa, komal re are the 3 notes we are using. In some ways of chanting, they don't use komal, they use shuddh. That's the only difference. Otherwise, they're still only using 3 notes. Okay. Have you studied that sound is made of sound frequencies? Pitch. You have different pitches. Have you studied in school? Yes? Yes, I see someone nodding their head. Okay. So, if you're chanting 3 notes, you are chanting 3 different sound frequencies, right? But you are not going beyond that. Between ni and re, you're not escaping that narrow band of frequency, right? So, within this narrow band of sound, you're going up and down, idhar udhar, up and down, but you're not going आगे and you're not going नीचे, है ना? You're not going down and you're not going up. You are chanting only between 3 notes, again and again and again, thousands of verses. Why? Why this technology of chanting? You always must ask why in your life and try to find answers. Don't just ask why, but also try to find answers. So, the reason why chanting is done like this is because when you are constantly chanting only in such a narrow band of sound frequency, which means between ni and re, then when the sound keeps repeating itself, then your brain, which is moving really fast, your brain waves are moving very, very fast. This fast movement are called beta waves. When you chant like this, the brain slows down. There is a frequency pulse that is created in the brain, due to which the brain wave slows down and it goes into alpha waves. Okay? Alpha waves are slower waves. When you go into alpha waves, you become meditative. You become still. Your mind becomes quiet. It becomes concentrated. It doesn't get distracted. So if you want to be concentrated, if you don't want to be distracted, you can practice chanting. It will help you to concentrate. Okay? Then when you go on chanting longer, when you do jap, that's the science of jap. When you go on chanting, 9 times, 12 times, 108 times, then what happens? The brain waves are pushed into an even slower state. That even slower state is called theta waves. It's called a theta state. What is a theta state? Theta state is a state of trance. You heard of trance? Trance means the outer world is lost to you. Your inner body is working. Your inner mind is working. But if a rishi is in deep meditation, in trance, if somebody will touch him, he won't feel it. If you prick him, he won't bleed. So you go into a state where your skin becomes non-reactive, your mind becomes non-reactive, your eyes become non-reactive, all the energy goes inside and complete healing takes place. You can cure any disease in a state of trance because all your energy goes in. Plus, in a state of trance, all knowledge is stored forever in your memory. So getting into jap state, getting into trance state means you have completely gone to your deepest parts inside yourself, and whatever you are taking in is going into your memory forever. Suppose you want to remember something, a formula or something like that. if you put it in a Vedic format, in this form of chanting, and you chant it 108 times, after that you will never forget that formula. So you can try it. Okay? So try, do some experiments with yourself. Okay? So this is the science of Vedic chanting, where by restricting the musical notes within only 3 notes and going on and on and on within that, it helps the brain to become slower and more concentrated, more meditative, more focused. So that is the power of Vedic chanting. Okay? So let us learn this chant together. So I will speak the words. I'll also explain the meaning of this chant. It's a beautiful meaning. So let me explain it to you first. So we start with Om, then Purnamadah Purnamidam, Purnam Adaha Purnam Idam. So what does Adaha and Idam mean? What is Purnam first? Purnam means Purna, wholeness, even infinity. Huh? Something that is complete within itself is Purnam. What is Purnam? Purnam Adaha. Adaha matlab that. Purna is that. Purnam Idam. Purnam is Idam. This. Purna is that. Purna is this. Purnat Purna Mudachyate. So, Purnat, from Purna or from wholeness, Purna Mudachyate. Purna comes out. Purna emerges. Wholeness emerges. From something that is whole, something else that is whole emerges. Okay? Purnat Purna Mudachyate. Purnasya Purnamadaya. From Purna, from wholeness, if we take out Purna, if we take out something that is whole, Purnameva Vashishyate. Purna hi reh jata hai. Purna indeed remains. Which means कि कोई चीज पूरा है, उसमें से आप एक और चीज पूरा निकाल दो, तो फिर भी जो पहले पूरा था वो पूरा ही रह जाता है, वो खाली नहीं होता. So that is the meaning of this mantra. So let me give you an example why this mantra is true. Okay? Imagine a mother, imagine a woman. Okay? She's carrying a child in her stomach. A child is being formed from nothing almost. And then the child stays 9 months. In 9 months, the child develops, and then the child comes out full child, Purnam. Yes? And when the child comes out, Purnasya Purnamadaya, from wholeness, if you take out wholeness, wholeness remains. So if a child is born and you take the child out of the mother is still whole, isn't it? So that is one application of this mantra. There are many other applications, like if you have done mathematics, I don't know if you have reached a stage where you have done series, sets and subsets in your school. But if you have an infinite series, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 to infinity, उसको आप divide by 2 कर दो तो 1 by 2, 2 by 2, 3 by 2, 4 by 2 हो जाएगा, वो भी infinite series होगा. तो आप एक infinite series से बहुत सारे infinite series निकाल दो, तो भी original infinite series will remain. Okay? So many applications. Knowledge of a guru. Suppose guru is the wholeness of knowledge and he gives his shishya all his knowledge. Will he lose his knowledge? No. He will still remain whole with his knowledge, and the shishya will also become whole with the knowledge. So it's a beautiful Maha Mantra which is applicable to many examples. Okay? So it's called Shanti Path. This is called Shanti Path. Let us learn it together. Purnamada Purnamidam Purnat Purna Mudachyate. आप लिख लो, अगर पेपर है तो आप लिख लीजिए. ओम पूर्णमदः पूर्णमिदम, मिदम द के ऊपर बिंदु या म हलंत के साथ, ठीक है. पूर्णात पूर्णमुदच्यते, पूर्णात् त with हलन्त, पूर्णात् पूर्णमुदच्यते, पूर्णम् उदच्यते, पूर्णमुदच्यते, पूर्णस्य पूर्णमादाय, पूर्णमादाय एक साथ, पूर्णमादाय पूर्णमेवावशिष्यते, पूर्णमेवावशिष्यते। ये तीन शब्द हैं एक साथ जुड़े हुए, संधि। पूर्णमेवावशिष्यते, पूर्णम एव अवशिष्यते, ये तीन शब्द हैं एक साथ जुड़े हुए, पूर्णमेवावशिष्यते। ओम शांति शांति शांति। ठीक है, एक बार फिर से रिपीट करती हूँ। ओम पूर्णमदः पूर्णमिदं पूर्णात् पूर्णमुदच्यते, पूर्णस्य पूर्णमादाय पूर्णमेवावशिष्यते। ओम शांति शांति शांति। ठीक है, चलिए, let us chant it together now. So I will repeat each part once and then again 2 times so that you can chant with me. ओम करिए। ओम पूर्णमदः पूर्णमिदं, ये दोनों साथ में हैं। Let us chant together. पूर्णमदः पूर्णमिदं, once more. पूर्णमदः पूर्णमिदं। Next line. पूर्णात् पूर्णमुदच्यते, पूर्णात् पूर्णमुदच्यते। फिर से। पूर्णात् पूर्णमुदच्यते,
पूर्णात् पूर्णमुदच्यते।
नेक्स्ट लाइन। पूर्णस्य पूर्णमादाय,
पूर्णस्य पूर्णमादाय,
हाँ ये सबको म्यूट कर दीजिए। अगेन।
पूर्णस्य पूर्णमादाय।
हाँ, कैन यू म्यूट योरसेल्व्स प्लीज एवरीबॉडी, नहीं तो डिस्टर्ब होगा। पूर्णस्य पूर्णमादाय पूर्णस्य पूर्णमादाय। ठीक है, नेक्स्ट लाइन। पूर्णमेवावशिष्यते, अगेन। पूर्णमेवावशिष्यते, वंस मोर। पूर्णमेवावशिष्यते। ओम शांति शांति शांति। सो शांति कैसे बोलते हैं? या तो अलग अलग करके बोलते हैं, शांति शांति शांति, ये 3 है। पर जब हम साथ में करते हैं तो पहले के 2 जो शांति हैं वो जुड़ जाते हैं। सो जब वो जुड़ते हैं तब हम कहते हैं शांति शांति शांति। एकदम छोटा सा र आ जाता है बीच में, शांति शांति शांति। कभी कभी र नहीं लेके लोग उसको शांति 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 भी कहते हैं, ठीक है। तो शांति शांति शांति, अंत में विसर्ग आएगा इहि। तो ऐसे करते हैं हम चांट। अगर हम ये वेद मंत्र बार बार रिपीट करेंगे तो बीच में शांति नहीं आएगा, वो बार बार पूर्णमदः चलता जाएगा, अंत में शांति आएगा। अगर हमने 4-5 बार किया ये मंत्र तो अंत में शांति लेंगे, ठीक है। At the end we will chant the shanti only at the end of the japa if we do Purnamada many times, okay? In case any of you don't understand Hindi. So let us do the whole chant once again together. Ready? Om ke saath. Let's start with Om. Purnamadah Purnamidam Purnat Purnamudachyate Purnasya Purnamadaya Purnamevavashishyate. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Okay, so I heard some of you chanting very well. Congratulations, very good, I'm very impressed. Okay, so now maybe we have time to do one more chant very quickly. So I'm going to teach you one more chant. Please write it down.
Yes, please.
Let's write it down. Om Sahana Vavatu. Sahana Vavatu, not Bhavatu. हाँ, कुछ लोग भवतु बोलते हैं, गलत है। सहना ववतु, एक साथ एक शब्द है, one word. सहना ववतु सहनौ भुनक्तु. सहनौ औ मतलब कभी कभी हम ओ बोलते हैं ना, ओ की मात्रा, औ की मात्रा. सहनौ भुनक्तु सह वीर्यं करवावहै. सह वीर्यं, वीर्य, हाँ, वीर्यं करवावहै, मतलब ह और ऐ की मात्रा. करवावहै. तेजस्विनावधीतमस्तु. तेजस्विनावधीतमस्तु. मा विद्विषावहै. मा अलग है, विद्विषावहै. लिख लिया? एक मिनट में ये
Ma'am, they're asking you to repeat it. Some
Yes.
students were not able to write it.
ओके. ओम सहना ववतु, एक शब्द. सहनौ भुनक्तु. फिर नेक्स्ट लाइन. सह वीर्यम. जब आप बोलेंगे आप सह नहीं बोलेंगे, सह बोलेंगे, ठीक है ना? सह वीर्यम करवावहै. करवावहै, ह आई की मात्रा. करवावहै, ठीक है. नेक्स्ट लाइन. तेजस्विना वधि तमस्तु. ये एक शब्द है. तेजस्विना वधि तमस्तु. इसका भी संधि हुआ है, अलग अलग शब्द है. तेजस्विनौ अधितम अस्तु, उसको साथ जोड़ा हुआ है. तेजस्विना वधि तमस्तु. तेजस्विना वधि तमस्तु, छोटी यू की मात्रा. तेजस्विना वधि तमस्तु. माँ, ये लास्ट लाइन. माँ विद्विषावहै. माँ विद्विषा. माँ विद्विषा. विद्विषावहै. ओम शांति शांति शांति. ठीक है. पेट कटा श, ठीक है ना? विद्विषावहै. ओम शांति शांति शांति. ठीक है, लिख लिया? रेडी? लेट अस चैंट टुगेदर. इसका मतलब क्या है जल्दी से बता देती हूँ. सह मतलब साथ साथ, टुगेदर. सो ओम सहना भवतु. ना भवतु मतलब नौ अवतु. नौ मतलब हम दोनों का ये मतलब भी हो सकता है मैं अपने अंदर से और हम, मैं जो ये सृष्टि है. वैसे भी हम दो को देख सकते हैं, अपने अंदर और अपने बाहर, या दो लोग, गुरु और शिष्य. सो मे वी बी प्रोटेक्टेड टुगेदर. सहना भवतु, held together, protected together. Sahanau bhunaktu, may we be nourished together. सह वीर्यम करवावहै. वीरता के साथ हम आगे बढ़ें. May we move forward together with courage. तेजस्विनावधीतमस्तु. तेजस्वी, full of tejas, full of energy. May our learning be, may our studies be, our adhyayan be, adhitam. May our learning be full of tejas, full of energy, full of enthusiasm. Ma vidvishavahai. May there never be any dvesh, any division, any duality between us. So when we are learning, let there not be any division between us in our togetherness. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. ये जो मंत्र है, बहुत बार कुछ भी हम शुरू करते हैं उसके पहले हम ये मंत्र का उच्चारण करते हैं कि हम सब साथ साथ आगे बढ़ें. Very nice, very beautiful Mahamantra. It's also called Shanti Mantra. So, have you written it? Can we chant? So please repeat after me. ओम साथ साथ ओम। सहना भवतु सहना भवतु। नेक्स्ट सहनौ भुनक्तु सहनौ भुनक्तु। अब म्यूट कर दीजिए अपने माइक्रोफोन्स प्लीज। सह वीर्यं करवावहै सह वीर्यं करवावहै सह वीर्यं करवावहै। ठीक है, वंस मोर। ओम सहना भवतु सहनौ भुनक्तु सह वीर्यं करवावहै। Somebody is muting me also along with others. It's okay. सह वीर्यं करवावहै। Please mute yourself. Everyone, mute yourself. Okay. Yes. तेजस्विनावधीतमस्तु सह वीर्यं करवावहै। उसके बाद तेजस्विनावधीतमस्तु 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 मा विद्विषावहै तेजस्विनावधीतमस्तु मा विद्विषावहै मा विद्विषावहै मा विद्विषावहै मा विद्विषावहै। Repeat. मा विद्विषावहै मा विद्विषावहै। ओम शांति शांति शांति। So let us repeat it once more together. सहना भवतु सहनौ भुनक्तु सह वीर्यं करवावहै सह वीर्यं करवावहै तेजस्विनावधीतमस्तु मा विद्विषावहै। ये एक साथ आता है, आप एक साथ ये पूरा सेंटेंस सुनिए। तेजस्विनावधीतमस्तु तेजस्विनावधीतमस्तु मा विद्विषावहै तेजस्विनावधीतमस्तु मा विद्विषावहै वहै तेजस्विनावधीतमस्तु मा विद्विषा वहै। एक साथ कोशिश करके बिना सांस छोड़े। तेजस्विनावधीतमस्तु मा विद्विषावहै।
तेजस्विनावधीतमस्तु मा विद्विषावहै।
हाँ, वेरी गुड। किसी की आवाज सुनी मुझे, वेरी नाइस।
थैंक यू मैम।
ओम शांति शांति शांति। ठीक है, चलिए अब anybody who wants to chant it for me to check whether you are correct, please raise your hands.
Apeksha, you want to say chant it? Apeksha?
Yes ma'am.
Okay.
Yes. So
सहनावतु सहनौ भुनक्तु सह वीर्यं करवावहै तेजस्विनावधीतमस्तु मा विद्विषावहै। ॐ शान्ति शान्ति शान्ति।
जो शांति है वो ऊपर नहीं जा रहा, सिर्फ अंत में ऊपर जा रहा है। शांति नीचे जाएगा, शांति शांति शांति। ऊपर सिर्फ एंड में जाएगा, ठीक है ना। शांति शांति शांति। और एक दो मिस्टेक्स हैं, सुर में हो, you're in tune, लय भी ठीक है, the intonation is a bit wrong, but maybe this recording can be shared and you can practice. And somebody else, anyone else?
Ishan? Ishan Singh?
Oh, yes, ma'am.
हाँ,
Oh, सहनावतु सहनावुनक्तु सह वीर्यं करवावहै तेजस्विनावधीतमस्तु ओम शांति शांति शांति।
okay. So some mistakes, maybe you practice with the recording and you will get it. ठीक है, अच्छा एक बार और मैं चांट कर देती हूँ सबके लिए। ओम सहना भवतु सहनौ भुनक्तु सह वीर्यं करवावहै तेजस्विनावधीतमस्तु मा विद्विषावहै। ओम शांति शांति शांति। तो ये आप रिकॉर्डिंग के साथ प्रैक्टिस करिएगा। कोई ओम पूर्णमद गा के सुनाएगा मुझे? ओम पूर्णमद। Who wants to chant Om Purnamada?
Punya? Acha, let me. Yes, Punya Verma.
Yes, Punya. Yes.
Om Namada Purnamidam Purnat Purnamudachyate Purnat Purnamudachyate पूर्णस्य पूर्णमादाय पूर्णमेवावशिष्यते। ॐ शान्ति शान्ति शान्तिः।
तो आपका शांति बिल्कुल ठीक था और कुछ थोड़े से मिस्टेक से बीच में, बट आपका उच्चारण बहुत अच्छा था. वेरी गुड. उच्चारण इज गुड. शांति इज फाइन. Few mistakes in the middle, but that's fine. You will get it right soon. Very nice. Thank you. Anyone else?
Ananya Bose. Ananya Bose.
Okay, so I hope I'm audible.
Yes, you are.
Okay. Namada Namidam Namudachyate Purnasya Purnamadaya Purnamedavashishyate.
Very nice. Beautiful voice. थोड़े से mistakes हैं वो ठीक हो जाएंगे practice करने से.
Thank you, ma'am.
Good. Yes. There is some mistakes in the intonation. Please practice. You'll be fine. Okay. So I think we have exceeded the time. Maybe we can take some questions now. What do you say? We have time, Anuradha ji?
Now, I'll call the name of school, and then a student can raise hand. One question from one school. So I think your teachers have already advised you. So first one is Aryan International School. A student from Aryan International School, please raise your hand.
How do I scroll? I can't see all the students.
Yes. Aparna has raised her hand.
Okay. Yes, go ahead, Aparna.
Aditi, can you unmute her? Aparna.
मैम मैं एक शिक्षिका हूँ, तो क्या मैं पूछ सकती हूँ या मेरे स्कूल के बच्चे? सनबीम अन्नपूर्णा. आई एम फ्रॉम सनबीम अन्नपूर्णा.
Yes.
Calling the name of school. ताकि सब लोगों को मौका मिल जाए.
Okay.
Please wait for your turn. And we would prefer other students' questions because this session is exclusively for.
No, even teachers can ask because sometimes the teachers' question helps the students.
Yeah, but
teachers also ask.
On your turn, please, because we have limited time.
Yes,
Which is student from Aryan International. I think Aparna raised her hand.
Aparna, you can unmute yourself.
Okay, thank you so much, ma'am. Aparna from Sunbeam Annapurna or Aryan International?
Aryan International.
Please, Aryan International. Someone from Aryan International is there or not? If not, then we'll move.
Excuse me, ma'am.
Yes. Zaid Mujahid from Aryan International.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. Please, someone from Aryan guys, please ask question.
मैम एक बार और रिपीट करिए क्या कहा आपने?
Do you want to ask any questions, Zaid?
Aryan International School.
Yes, ma'am. मैम ये कौन सा सब्जेक्ट है?
Zaid Mujahid and just raise their question.
ये कौन सा सब्जेक्ट है?
there's a lot of background noise. Azaid, आप आर्यन इंटरनेशनल से बोल रहे हो?
नहीं, मैं अलीगढ़ से बोल रहा हूँ।
अच्छा, तो आप डिस्कनेक्ट कर दो प्लीज, ठीक है? आपके लिए नहीं है फिर यहाँ पे। आपको कहाँ से? हाँ,
ओके ठीक है, मैं कर लिया हूँ, मैंने ऐसे ही ज्वाइन कर लिया था।
ओके।
So if someone is not there, then I'll move on to DPS Varanasi. Any student from DPS Varanasi? Ishan Singh. Ishan Singh. And
Ishan Singh.
Are you from DPS Varanasi?
I think Adi Shakti Tarini is also from DPS.
Yes.
Ma'am, I am Ishan Singh.
So you are from DPS?
No, ma'am, I am from the Aryan International School.
Okay, then ask your question. Please fast because we have limited time.
Ma'am, I want to ask that there were 4 Vedas, Rig Veda, Sam Veda.
Sorry? Yes, there are 4 Vedas. That's right.
They were
There are 4 Vedas.
And they are composed at different times. So, ma'am,
Yes.
the theme was related to God, or it was like enlightenment.
So first of all, there is no word such as God in Indian culture. Okay, there is God is a very misunderstood word in terms of our Indian ideas. In India, in Indian culture, in Indian texts, every word has a different meaning. Isha has a different meaning. Brahman has a different meaning. Deva has a different meaning. Okay? Devas are different Shaktis in the universe which lead us. Isha is that which vibrates everywhere and is in creation. Brahman is that source which expands infinitely. That is why we say Aham Brahmasmi. Okay? I am Brahman, we say. Aham Brahmasmi. What does that mean? It doesn't mean I am God. It means I am that source which has the capacity to expand and create and manifest infinitely. Brihat, Brih. Brahman comes from Brih. So Vedas, different Vedas have different ideas, different knowledge about the self. Who am I? What should be my attitudes? What is my relationship with the universe? What is my relationship with myself? How should one do karma? How should one live well? Some Vedas have Aushadhi, which means they tell you what to consume, how to consume to be well. It gives you different technologies of consumption. So there is a whole gamut of experience, information. It tells you about the planes and parts of your body. It tells you about the planes and parts of your life. And it tells you about attitudes. It tells you about your relationship with the sun of your consciousness. It tells you the meaning of Agni. What does Agni mean? Agni is will in the Veda. Ashwa means will force, which means when we talk about Ashwa in the Veda, it means your force, your pranic force. So Veda is an ocean of knowledge about the self. There is no text which is of this depth, like the Upanishads also. They tell you about how you are, what you are, how you should live your life, what is your relationship with everything around you, what is your relationship with the elements, what is your relationship with the universe, and understanding that relationship, how can you lead a full life for 100 years? In Yajurveda, there's a chapter which has also become the Ishopanishad. So in that, the second verse, it says, Karmanne veha karmani jiji vishechatam sama evam tvayi nanyathe tosti na karma lipyate nare, which means karma karte hue ही हमें 100 साल जीने की इच्छा करनी चाहिए, हाँ? By doing work only, by being completely committed to karma, one should wish to live for 100 years. So if you live well, if you eat well, if you don't eat too much burger and horrible food, don't have tea and coffee, have lots of water, do lots of exercise. If you live well, you can easily live for 100 years. Okay? So that's what. So that's part of Vedic knowledge. It tells you how to live. Evam tvayi nanyathe tosti na karma lipyate nare, which means how do we do karma? By offering it to the larger divinity, not possessing it. My karma, my possession, my relationship. If we don't possess, if we love doing what we are doing for the sake of doing, for the sake of everyone being enriched, then those karmas will not get attached to us. We will not be possessive. We will not be attached. We will never become unhappy. So the way to do karma is to do with great joy, with great perfection, with great enthusiasm, but without jealousy, without attachment, without possession. Okay? So this is one of the examples of Vedic knowledge. Okay? So this is how the Vedas are.
Okay, ma'am.
Yes. All right. Next.
Adi Shakti is Adi Shakti from DPS and Swasti is also from DPS, I think.
Jai Hind, ma'am.
Jane. Yes.
Ma'am, I'm Tarini from DPS Varanasi, and my question to you is that how does the vibrations of Om and the Vedic chantings connect our inner body or inner soul to the outer universe?
So, okay, before I answer this question, do you know about acupressure, acupuncture, iridology, etc.? Every part of you, every part of you is a representation of the whole. So your hand is connected to every part of your body. Your foot also represents your whole body. So every part of your foot is connected to some part of your body. So if you touch that part in your hand or your foot, you can cure that part of your body. This is the science of the universe. There is universe within universe within universe. So we ourselves are the universe. If you want to understand the universe, all you need to do is understand what is going on inside your body. Because your body is a hologram of the universe. In fact, Vedic knowledge, knowledge of the chakras, knowledge of Shaktis, different kinds of cultural knowledge in India teach you how to fathom the workings of the universe through your own workings of your body. So the Vedas help you to connect with the understanding of the universe from within yourself. If you did not exist, who would be remembering God? You yourself are Brahman. You yourself are divinity. You are not only a part of divinity, you are a hologram of divinity. You represent divinity as a whole. So the only work that one has to do is to go within and understand, how am I the divine player in this universe? And that is what the Vedas teach you. Of course, they teach you your relationship with others. They teach you relationship with God. God as in, don't use that word God, because it's a very confusing word. Use Sanskrit words, please. If you say God, you are lost. Okay? Because different words mean different things. Your relationship with Shrishti, with nature, your relationship with your own expansion, Brahman, your universal self, that is Brahman. How do you expand? What is your source? How does that source work out into different workings? How does it expand and make something happen? How do you make an event happen? That is part of your Brahman. How do you build a house? That's part of your Brahman. How do you influence the world? That's part of you as Brahman. So when you understand the working of Brahman through yourself, you will go towards perfection. You will go towards happiness. And that is the goal of life. The goal of life is not scholarship. The goal of life is not to read a lot and pass exams. The goal of life is to know yourself and to make this mind-body complex that you are perfect to do what you're meant to do in this life. Why has this divinity or whichever source we have come from, why have they made us so perfect, given us a mind, given us a body to come into this life to do something which makes a difference? So the Vedas lead you to understanding yourself and your role in this life, your relationship with life, your relationship with the cosmos, and how you can understand it, use it, do manan, go do pratyahar, which means go deep within through meditation, be in silence, understand yourself, and come out and express yourself to your full capacity. That is the role of the Veda.
Thank you, ma'am.
Thank you. Thank you. So that's all. I can't hear you, Anuradha. You're muted. Still muted.
Yeah, Anuradha, I don't see
Yes.
her. Any other question? Who is the next school? Anuradha, are you there in the meeting? I don't see her here.
Anuradha, you're muted.
Okay, any other school have any other question? Please raise your hand. Shivi Dubey?
Yes, ma'am.
You're from which school?
I am from Sunbeam School, Mughal Sarai.
Okay.
Yes.
Ma'am, I want to ask that, ma'am, how does these Vedas helps our brains?
Yeah, that is what I taught you, no? When I, so it helps in various ways. One is when you chant, when you do Vedic chanting, then the science of it, the technology of Vedic chanting, which you just learned just now, that itself helps your brain to become silent, concentrated, focused. It takes the knowledge within, it takes it into long-term memory. So when you chant something, suppose you have a piece of information in your books and you put it into verse. You see, Vedas are rhythmic, they are rhyming. Huh? Purnamada, Purnamidam, and so on. So every line is rhyming. So when you use multiple intelligence, this is called a technique of multiple intelligence, which the West has found only some years back. The Vedas were always using it. So when you are putting something into poetry, into rhyme, when you are putting into music, and when you put it into this kind of Vedic music, which is only between 3 notes, then whatever you say in this format goes into your long-term memory. So suppose you want to remember a mathematical formula, if you put it into poetry, you'll never forget it. So you should do that experiment in your class. Plus, Vedas help us, our mind to become stronger because they help our psychology to become stronger by the right value systems. So you get great values in the Vedas. So when you get great values, it helps your mind to become focused. It helps your mind to become stable. It helps your emotions to become stable. If your emotions become stable, your mind will automatically become stronger. The thing that makes our mind weaker in life is our emotions. You make your emotions stable, your mind will become stronger. Okay? So many ways. The Veda helps in many ways. Yes.
Roshni Gupta?
Good morning, ma'am.
Ma'am, good afternoon, ma'am. Ma'am, I want to ask that, ma'am, how chanting Vedic mantras create an impact on environment?
Sorry, I couldn't hear your voice clearly.
Ma'am, is it clear now?
I can hear you, but your voice is not clear.
She's asking that how Vedic chanting helps in creating a better environment.
Yes.
Yes, ma'am.
So when you were chanting, didn't you feel the environment to be better? You felt good?
Yes, ma'am.
So there you answered. You are creating peace, you're creating silence, everybody is becoming more peaceful, more silent. Imagine everyone being tense and anxious all the time. If we can make all those people peaceful and concentrated and focused and silent, won't the environment be better? So that is the human environment. Similarly, the sound waves that go around you also give harmony to your atmosphere, to the plants, to the trees, to the birds. Everything feels happy. When you are harmonious, everything else around you will automatically slowly become harmonious by your vibration. Okay?
I think Anuradha is back. Anuradha, would you want to take over from here?
No, I still can't hear Anuradha. She's still mute, at least to me.
Okay, so let me unmute anyone else. Yes, Muskan Pandey from Sara.
Yes, ma'am.
Yes.
Ma'am, I want to say that, ma'am, for chanting of Vedic months, the training of music required or not, and without it can be chant.
So you tell me, you already did the chant, is music required or not?
Ma'am, I don't know.
What did you do just now? Did you do music or did you not?
Ma'am, music.
Music. Music from within yourself. You don't need instruments. You create your own music. That's all. But different kind of music, between 3 notes only. Yes.
Ananya Bose from Sunbeam.
Okay, so good afternoon, ma'am. I'm Ananya Bose from Sunbeam Sun City. I have a question that actually I wrote it. I have read somewhere that the word God is originated from generator, operator, destroyer. Like, isn't it related to Brahma, Vishnu, Mahesh? Because who are actually
Yes,
God?
I got your
You said
question.
that
I got your question.
that's not.
Fine. I got it. So Brahman is different from Brahma. Not same. Okay? Also, please remember that we have a very, very old civilization. So there are many different groups, different cultural texts, different stories through the ages. Even Shiva will be referred in a different way in some cultural text from something that was created in a different part of India. So if we mix all of them, we get confused. So please remember that the concept of Brahma, Vishnu, Mahesh is the concept of how any creative cycle moves. Brahma is the energy of creativity, something that is created fresh. Vishnu is the energy of maintenance, sthiti. So Brahma is Shrishti, creation. Vishnu is maintenance, preservation, sthiti, and Mahesh, which we also refer to as Shiva, is dissolution, samhara, dissolving.
Question.
Destruction is not destruction is the wrong word. Is the wrong word, wrong English word. The right word you should use in English is dissolution, dissolving back into the elements. Okay, so that is the Trinity. Brahman is related to my own the idea of what the universe is, a source expanding into its possibilities. That is Brahman. Any source, any core, expanding into its possibilities. Like the earth has a core, it expands into so much vegetation, so much happening. That is the earth itself is Brahman. We as people have a pranic core, we expand, we are Brahman. So that is the difference between Brahman and Brahma, Vishnu, Mahesh. I hope that answers your question, unless I got it wrong.
Aditi, I have a question.
Sorry?
Ma'am. Sir, our co-convener, Mr. Nalin Gulati, he has a question. Vinayak, hold on for a second. We'll come back to you. Yes, sir.
Answer.
Sorry?
Make this.
I couldn't. Who's speaking? What?
Shruti ji.
Haan ji.
It's a very personal, not a very personal question, but I want to know that how did you take to Sanskrit?
Okay, good question. I was born into a Vedic family. I heard my Dadaji doing Vedic chants ever since I was born. And my father still does it, the Havan, every day. So I think I was born into a family which was chanting every morning. So it went inside me ever since I was born. And then I think I am a musician as well. I sing. So my music took me to Vedic chants, and the Vedic chants took me to the meaning of the Vedas. That took me to further studies of the Vedas and Upanishads and other texts like the Bhagavad Gita and so on. So it was my music which took me to the knowledge. So that's how I went. And of course, we were lucky that we had Sanskrit for 3 years in school. So we have some idea of declension and all that. But that's not so necessary. If you're passionate about something, you can learn it at any time, at any age. It has nothing to do with school and college. It only has to do with your enthusiasm and passion. That's all.
You've undergone some formal course in music also?
Yes, of course. I have learned music formally. I've learned classical music formally. But for Vedic chanting, you don't need to learn classical music. Vedic chanting is very simple. Anyone can chant.
But I think it becomes better with your formal.
Sorry?
It becomes better.
Yes, yes. Some practice of music will help you. But in any case, one can always chant Om. For that, you don't need to be a musician. Isn't it?
No, but chanting it your way and chanting it our way will make a difference.
No, Om has nothing to do with learning classical music. So many people who have learned classical music don't know how to chant Om at all. Om has nothing to do with classical music. Om has only to do with your breath. If you breathe deep and just one sound, hold it steady and long, not only will you be able to chant Om well, Om will lead you to music. Om will lead you to be able to sing well also. If you can't sing, if you are completely out of tune and you start chanting Om, you will become musical.
But it was a real wholesome session.
Thank you.
Sanskrit combined with music, combined with Vedas. I mean, nothing could be better, I think.
Yes, indeed. This is a gift to us from our great rishis.
Am I audible now?
Yes, Anuradha, you are.
Okay, okay. So, are there any other questions from students?
Yes, I have a question.
Please tell your name and school.
Anuradha, I suggest we take all the questions and then we can answer later through email or.
One more, just one last question. Poor thing, he's looking very.
Please tell your name and school's name also.
Can I ask the question?
Yes, go ahead.
Ma'am, my name is Pune Verma. I am in class 6 from Little Flower House, Nagwa. Ma'am, I want to ask that how Vedic chanting regularly can help in our daily routine.
Okay. So even if you chant one mantra, if you like Punamada, or even just Om, okay? If you can do Om 12 times every day or twice a day, you will find that you will feel benefited. Of course, if you can spend about 15 minutes every day with Om and the Vedic mantra repeated again and again. So you can, if you really want to do it, then you should repeat something ideally 9 or 12 times. Om, of course, you can repeat many more times if you're really committed to it. Then you will see your intuition increasing, your concentration increasing, many things will happen. So if you really want to take your mind to another level, chant Om. Chant Om with a jap mala. Do the 108 Oms. Long, deep breaths, long Om. Okay?
Okay, ma'am. Vinayak Bajaj.
Do it for a month and then see what happens. Okay?
Ma'am, Vinayak Bajaj is waiting for quite some time to ask you questions.
Yes, go ahead.
Yes, Vinayak.
Good afternoon and Jai Hind, ma'am. I am Vinayak Bajaj from Sunbeam School, Annapurna, Varanasi. Ma'am, I want you to answer my question that, ma'am, you told us about 2 Vedic chants, and ma'am, I want to know that from which Vedas do they come from?
So basically, they get repeated in many places, in the Upanishads also, in the Vedas also. So it's not that they are only part of one Veda and not another Veda. They get repeated again and again in various Vedas and also in the Upanishads. That's why they're called Mahamantras, because they are actually the beginning of a chapter very often. Like even in Taittiriya Upanishad, you have Sanavavatu and so on. So you will find these Mahamantras repeating themselves because they are like the beginning of, before you start learning something, you concentrate yourself. So there's not one Veda or one chapter, it repeats itself. These are repeated again and again. Okay?
Okay, ma'am.
Yes.
Students.
Also, you will find, if you want, you will find Purna Mada at the beginning of Ishopanishad. Okay, so if you search Ishopanishad, you will find Purna Mada before the Ishopanishad begins. It's also in the Yajur Veda, second last chapter. Okay.
Okay, ma'am.
So thank you so much, all the participants. Sorry, we have already exceeded our time. And today, there are so many classes in schools, so maybe some participants are skipping their classes for this workshop. So now we are towards the concluding our workshop. So I think Gulati sir has already joined us. For vote of thanks.
Shruti ji, it was a wonderful session.
Thank you, sir.
And when we talk of Vedas, we imagine a tonsured head with a long tika and a gerua kurta. But coming from you, I mean, it added a lot of glamour, and the substance was, of course, all very good. And we are really thankful to you for having come.
Yes, our civilization is alive and the Vedas are also alive.
So it was really wonderful, I mean, listening to you. And I thank Anuradha ji also. And of course, Ashok. He's a very dynamic person, always fixing some program or the other. And throughout the COVID-19, he has put in, I think, on an average 2 functions a month.
Wonderful.
So again, a big thank you from Intact Varanasi. And it will be a pleasure having you over again. Thank you so much.
Thank you. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much, Gulati sir, who is our co-convener of Intact Varanasi chapter. And this was really a wonderful workshop. And this was a moment to remind all of you that we live in Varanasi. And in Varanasi itself, there are different schools of Sampat. So, केदार घाट हम सबको मालूम है और उसके अलावा भी काफी सारे संस्कृत विद्यालय हम लोगों ने देखे होंगे। आप सभी घाट पे घूमते जाते होंगे, शायद अभी तक आपने गौर न किया हो, लेकिन अब आप करें तो बहुत सारे वेद पाठी आपके जैसे बच्चे हैं जो गुरु शिष्य परंपरा में रह के सीख रहे हैं। और डिफरेंट स्कूल्स, अगर आप इंग्लिश आप डिफरेंट स्कूल्स में पढ़ रहे हैं, आपके डिफरेंट सिलेबस हैं, उसी तरीके से वेद पाठ के जिसे रेसिटेशन कह सकते हैं, चैंटिंग कह सकते हैं, अलग अलग स्कूल्स बनारस में ही हैं। तो हम लोग कोशिश करेंगे कि आगे जब चीजें थोड़ी नॉर्मल हो जाएं तो इंटेक के थ्रू आपको उन सभी से भी हम लोग आपका इंट्रोडक्शन करवाएं। और एक बार फिर से मैं बहुत बहुत शुक्रिया करना चाहूंगी श्रुति जी को और आप सभी स्टूडेंट्स को कि आपने बहुत पेशेंटली यहाँ पे समय दिया, और आपको जो आज श्रुति मैम ने चैंट्स बताए हैं आपको व्हाट्सएप के थ्रू भी भेज दिए जाएंगे ताकि आप उसको आगे भी प्रैक्टिस कर सकें। तो बस शांति पाठ के साथ आज की वर्कशॉप को मैं समाप्त करना चाहूंगी। ओम द्यौ शांतिरंतरिक्ष ग्वं शांति पृथ्वी शांतिरापः शांतिरोषधयः शांति वनस्पतयः शांतिर्विश्वे देवा शांतिर्ब्रह्म शांति सामा शांतिरेधि। ओम शांति शांति शांति। Thank you so much all.
Thank you.
Thank you.
We missed the chairman, so we will share the recording with him. Sorry, we missed the chairman today.
Thank you.
Thank you very much. Thank you, everybody.